as we start our training. And my name is Grace Chege, and your guest speaker tonight. I know most of you are familiar with me. My name is Grace Chege. I'm a mother and I'm married. And 7 years ago, I joined this great opportunity of New Life. And I've been doing this business for the longest on part-time basis. And today we are in a members training or a distributors training. And I want to welcome all the leaders joining us from Kenya, from East Africa, from countries beyond Kenya, from the US, from Europe. All the guests and our leaders feel welcome. And I am so happy because this is a people empowering people business. And as you can see on your screen, the mission of New Life is making the world a happier, a healthier and happier place. And today I'll tell you, for me, at first, this did not make sense because I joined the New Life opportunity to make extra income. I joined for money. And the first meeting I attended, I found people talking about health. And I'm so happy to tell you today that, it has gone beyond what I expected. Today, my business is across the world. I'm very happy because I joined in and I started training, and today we are in a distributors training. I always say I'm a product of training. And when I joined this business, the reason why I needed money, I'm going to share my story today. As we talk about the power of rising is within you. Because for me, how I joined on part-time, having a sick husband, a young family, I had so many reasons not to do this business. But today I want to encourage every distributor that it is not your upline director. It is not about your sponsor. It is you to make a decision. If you're a guest on this call, I can tell you 7 years ago, in that hall when I attended, I felt that I can do this business. And today I'm so excited because God has made it happen. And 7 years later, we are here talking. So for our guest today, maybe you will not understand everything, but I can tell you the topic of today is also a topic that can help you across your life. I want to appreciate God because of the month of July that has just ended. Our team has done tremendous, the Acres of Diamond, the Power Team, the Team Blessing. And, we thank God for the month of August as we keep safe. As you look at what is happening around us, we need to continue having faith. And the greatest thing about the opportunity of New Life is that this business, even at this time of uncertainty, this time of COVID-19, we have seen that this opportunity, we can rise, we can grow. So I'll start by telling you that so often pain, pain, uchungu ni Kiswahili, pain blinds us. And sometimes pain is not only the pain of somebody pinching you like this. It is the pain of, delayed gratification, like in our business. I joined and I came in for money, and the first check was only $14. I was like, these people should know I have a sick husband, I have debts. How now are they paying me small monies? But you see, the process is there. So often the pain blinds us and we forget the power within us. And today, leaders, I want to remind us, even if you're 1 week power, there is a lot of power within you. And you can be able to grow diversely. Our international leaders have been able to show us that, this is a business that everybody can grow. Whether you're in Europe, whether in Kenya, whether in Kisumu. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. So the power to rise today, I'll tell you, it's really within you. Sometimes we always say, it's the person who brought me, my upline director is not supporting me. But today I'll tell you, this is something and is a topic that is from my heart because it has happened to me and I've seen that I can be able to grow. I was supported my upline directors, that is Purity and Isaac, and they are supporting me until today. But I can tell you, if I never took up the business seriously from what they showed me, if I never came for training, as they told me, because yes, I was, my kit was launched. I remember very well. I know new people here, your kit has been launched. And they told me, I remember PT Isaac told me, Grace, you have to sacrifice. I know you're still working, but you have to sacrifice. Underline the word sacrifice. Because to get this power to rise, there are some things we need to do. So I had to really come in and sacrifice and start understanding carotenoid, trienen, and all these things. So I had to bring out that willpower. Tonight, I want to ask you, you really want to win? Do you have the willpower? Every time, I know we are in a busy world, we are joining this business on different ages. Others are about to retire, others are in the university, others are young mothers, others, we are diverse. But let me tell you, every one of us can be able to grow. Why am I saying that? When you look at the opportunity of new life across the world, there are a lot of people who are over the age of 60 doing great business. We have seen a lot of young people across East Africa doing wonders at the age of 25 years. So it is really within you and the things that we always say every day. So, as you can see on the screen, is that within you is the power to rise above any situation. What situation am I talking about? When I came to this business, my first, the first rejection I got was my husband. And he told me, this business, I've heard about it. You are not the first one to talk about this business, because I was trying to tell him there is money. And, he told me a big no. So above any situation or struggle, struggles will be there, situations will be there. And, I want us to read this together. Within you is the power to rise above any situation or struggle and transform into the brightest, strongest version of you ever. If you can just read this statement and understand that despite the situations I began with, despite the rejection, despite the struggles, I remember sometimes I used to go, I'm still working, I used to go and for meetings, and I'm not able to come back on time. So when I go back to work, maybe my bosses are not very happy with me. There's a lot of struggle. I remember one day I went and, I was expecting visitors to come in a certain meeting. They never showed up. Why? I don't know. So I those kind of struggles, there were so many. And even today, you'll find a lot of people joining our business are not ready for the struggles. They want the winning side. So if you want to transform, those struggles, those situations are the ones that are going to bring the transformation. Because which kind of transformation? Patience. Patience is a very key thing that is only brought by situations. Like me, if I go to Kitengela, Meru, Kisumu, or people today and they don't turn up as I expected, I'll have the patience to know it can happen. So all these things happen and they don't happen, they don't happen like, like together. You'll find today you have this situation, tomorrow you have this situation, and all these struggles one day you're going to see. And you're going to celebrate. Thank God I went through that. Thank God I went through that rejection. Today, I'm so happy because some of the people I shared earlier the products with, I kept forwarding, I kept communicating to them. I kept telling people how the products are good. Some of them have just bought this year and others bought immediately. So patience is something. It is within those struggles that you become that refined diamond. And you see, the highest rank in your life is diamond director. So I tell people, if you really one day want to be a diamond director, you have to pass through the transformation so that you get that power within you. Because when you get the power within you, then you're going to see the transformation. And the transformation will only come when you start doing the action. In our business, we always say the transformation will come when you start sponsoring, when you do that follow-up. I always say that 6 months, it took me 6 months to join. I was invited almost every week by PT Isaac. That was a struggle for him. It was a situation for him. He kept inviting me as a parent. I kept, playing busy, and sometimes I was busy. So those situations are the ones that are going to bring power. Eventually, I joined the business. So are you going to call people and they're not going to come the first day? Yes. As we begin the month of August, what I want to encourage you, line up your to-do list. Let your to-do list be longer. What am I trying to say? If you're going to contact, you are contacting like 2 people in a week, contact 10. So that by the time we get to the 20th, at least you get 2 to 3 people on board. You get the 3 in 30. So today I want to tell you those struggles and situations, they will bring another version of you. Some of the leaders or some of the people you see in your life that are so strong, they can tell you they had so many weak points. Even there are people who, when they invite people and they don't turn up, they even cry the first day, and I let them cry. Why? Because it is a situation, and at the end, they are going to see the power in it. They are going eventually to be directors, and they are going to encourage their senior managers, their new distributors. They are going to sell the product, and it is going to be so hard to sell the product because you have to rise above the situation. Like me, I feared selling the products, but today I'm so excited. I'm always sharing about the products everywhere. So those things are okay. And today I'll tell you, within you getting your power, within you rising, even as a person, even as a leader in this business, because it's not just about senior managers and managers. I remember, and my upline director is here, Purity and Isaac, they're here. I struggled a lot. Even when I was a director, I struggled in the business. That tells you what? It tells you that on the way to the top is not easy. You will feel, look at the screen, you will fail, you will struggle, but you will rise back. And you need to push harder. How do we push harder? We push harder by inviting, reinviting, and inviting again. How do you push harder? You push harder by sending the broadcast of CalMag Full Motion to those people. Because, at the end of the day, I'm so excited today. Because when I see people in a very far place like US from where I am, Team Blessing came into being not because they wanted money, but because Josephine Marangu, our world team leader, who was #1 in the just concluded convention of in the US, imagine, she never came here to be #1. She never joined for money. Her why was just help. But look at the transformation of follow-up, of training, of using the products. And that's why we say in your life, you have to follow the rules. You have to follow the basics. Today, I will assure you 100%, the business is in America and Europe, not because of money, but because the first distributor who joined there, Josephine Marangu, had an issue of health. So using is critical because it's only after she used that today she's a super leader with a big team, which is Team Blessing. So today, the things you really want to see, you will, if I tell you the struggle behind, the team that brought Josephine is a big struggle. I've been going to Meru County as Grace since 2015. Sometimes I used to go and there are no people coming for the meeting. But God never showed me that in 2020, there's going to be a transformation and something is going to happen. But let me tell you, as you struggle, you're going to rise up and you need to push harder. And at this juncture, I want to call a leader that is really pushing harder in this business. A leader I saw joining this business, and she's about 5 years in this business. She is a leader I've even traveled with to Mauritius. And most of you know her. She's a real pusher doing this business on part-time. I want to welcome our leader, Mary Owaka from Homa Bay, to share. She's a leader who has really done well. She's a pusher. For me, I'm saying she's a pusher because she's working full-time with the government. And she really pushes even her PVs, even her team to the last moment. And she's doing a wonderful job. Mary, please unmute yourself and share with us. Mary Owaka, if you can hear me.
Okay, good evening. I can hear you. Can you see me?
Yes, Mary, I'm looking for
Can you see
you.
me and hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mary. Go ahead.
And can you see me?
No, I can't see you. Please put on your video.
It is on.
Okay, just continue, Mary. We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Owaka. I'm a teacher by profession. I'm married. I work in Homa Bay as a teacher. I joined this opportunity in 2016, and my reason of joining was health. I was sick, suffering from joint problem. I suffered constipation, chronic constipation, and chronic fungal infection. I was tired always. So when I was invited, I chose to join because of health. And my first product that I bought earned me some little money. And that made me realize that there's money in this business. So I had to train very hard. I had to learn about the products so that I could explain to people. I could share with others, knowing the products. So it took me time to train. And by training, I became courageous. I started also training others. So every distributor that is here, whatever your why is of joining the business, you must train. You must train always. And today you are very lucky. We train through Zoom. Long before we used to travel to big towns, we travel to Busia, we go to Nairobi, we go to Eldoret, we go to Mombasa. But today training is right inside your house. So let us all train. If you don't train, you want to move. So it is training that has given me a lot of courage. It is through training that I can train others. You must also sacrifice your time. If you don't sacrifice, there's nothing that you'll do. Sacrifice your time. We all have 24 hours a day. So use that time to do the new life business. Call your people, talk to new people, do follow-ups, take responsibility of your business. Make a decision. Be committed to your business. Don't be pushed. Do it yourself. Push yourself, I mean. Push yourself to do the work. Push yourself to use the products. Push yourself to get new people always. Push yourself to train your people. Because the main thing here is sponsoring and training. Sponsor somebody and train that somebody. Make that person become a senior manager and to director. That is when you'll enjoy the business. But if you wait there, you sponsor and keep quiet, you'll not move. Make sure you train always, because it is through training that will make you learn most of the things. Me, when I joined the business, I didn't know how to sell. I didn't know how to sponsor. I didn't know how to explain myself. But through training, now I can do all this. I can share on Zoom. I can share on one-on-one just because I trained. So make a decision. Don't let somebody decide for you. Some people come to the business, then they go explain themselves to others who are not in new life. Then they are told that, that thing will take you nowhere. I tried and I was defeated. No, make a decision for yourself. It is you who joined the business. Train. Listen to uplines. Don't listen to somebody who left. This person who left will not help you move in the business, will only discourage you. So any question that you have, talk to your upline. Any discouragement, talk to your upline. Anything, even the good sides, share with your upline. And another thing, talk to your people always. Have said that. And also, don't be pushed to work. There are some leaders here who are just senior managers, and when they work, you may think they're directors. They have taken their business for their own. Yani they have owned the business. So own your business by yourself. If you own it, I tell you, in a few years, you'll begin enjoying. When I was joining, I'm selling of the country. I sell in Eldoret, I sell in Busi. That will training that will show you how to use the social media. It is training that will work for you. If you don't train, my dear, please, you train. It is training that will keep in the business. It is training that will make you train others. It is training that will make you get people. And it is training that will make you stick in the business, because there are a lot of discouragements here. I know you will call very many people and not even one will turn up. But that should not discourage you. Just keep training, doing what you are told to do, and also be teachable, work for yourself, work for your money, work for your network, and work for everything. And I tell you, you will move and you will be happy within your life. And up to there, Grace, I return the Zoom to you.
Thank you, Mary. I truly appreciate you. And for me, in this when I look at Mary, I see the power of somebody who wants to rise. Because sometimes we talk and she's telling me, I have exams, I'm marking for students. The same time she's doing the follow-ups. Then she's telling me I'm going to a certain school to do a one-on-one. She's really, when I look at most of the people, when you talk to them about your life, they say, I don't have time. I have a job. It's okay. And I want to encourage you that me and Mary Owaka, especially Mary, she's very busy working and, in another business, employed. When I came for me, it was very tough because, in a private organization where I've been for all my life, there's a lot of work in my desk. But every day I'll tell you, because I was always looking at the future. I don't know what you came for here, but even if you came for health, I'm going to assure you are going to get it 100% and more than you came for. But I want to tell you, if you want to make money in this business, if you want to rise, just look at the things Mary has shared, because she's a real example of someone doing this part-time and winning. I know the money she makes in this business. Over 80,000 every month. She's able to make a lot of profits. She's on social media. She has told you she was not there. She has been able to learn. So one of the things she has talked about so much is training. And that's why you learn. How do people use social media? How do people but when you're always coming and you're not committing, in a week you find you're only coming for one training. Even when we send on the pages, we send the recorded, you don't listen. And then at the end of the month, you see people just celebrating, people making steps, and then unasema hii kitu iko na wenyewe. No. Remember, it is a process. Mary started with just about $13. Now she has leaders who are making money. She's very committed, because commitment is what many people have lacked. Many people want results, but to tell you to rise again in this business, that power is just within you. Because you can see Mary is in Homa Bay and I'm in Nairobi. Other leaders are in America. Other leaders are in Eldoret. Other leaders are in, diverse. It is within you to see, as a senior manager, as a manager, what am I doing? What is on my activity list? So, are you ready? That is what is written on the screen. Are you ready? To do what? Maybe you're asking me, Grace, to do what? There are key things I want to say. For you to rise, they have to happen. And within our business, they are very, very key. Even as a director, if you're listening to me, as a world team, in whichever level you are, as a distributor, these things, they cut across, and we really need to do them. Because today, as we begin tomorrow, the month of August, you need to ask yourself, those things that Mary has said, following up, sponsoring, all those things, are you really doing? And if you're a guest on this call, don't worry, we shall explain the business. And now you are going to, when you get the business side, you are going to, you are going to match with what we are training today. Are you ready to do what? Are you ready to rise? And if you're ready to rise, there are things that you have to do. And there are 3 things that I'm going to share with us. And number 1, I want you to know you must plan to win. If you're writing, you can write this. You must plan to win. Because you said the power to rise is within you. So today is you. We said it's not your upline, it is not your sponsor, it is not the upline, it is within you. Because sometimes I remember my upline, PT Isaac and Purity used to ask me, Grace, where do you really get time to do this business? Because sometimes they came to my office at International House here in Nairobi, and they were kept at the reception for 1 hour. And they were told, Grace is so busy, you can't see her. Then at the end of the month, they find me making a step, going to Sapphire, becoming an emerald. Actually, me, I never became an emerald. I moved from director to Sapphire. That tells you that there is something that I really wanted. I had to really accomplish my why. And you know, the good thing with in your life, there is a lot of teamwork. And accomplishing your why, you are not here to just say that, you know, I'm going to do this alone. No, 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 no. You have to do it as you assist other people. So number 1, you have to plan to win. And planning to win, you have to have a clear vision of what you want. Maybe on this call and you're a guest today and somebody invited you and told you there's an opportunity for health, there's an opportunity, come and listen to what you do. If you want, you are looking at this business for your first time, you know, at this meeting, I want to tell you, you have to have a clear vision of what you want. Is it health? Is it money? I've been able to make money. I've been able to travel the world. And more so, I have so many other leaders making money. It's not about me anymore. So if you're planning to win, you have to have a clear vision of what you want. And I want to tell you, out of that clear vision comes goals, which must be set. You have to have a clear vision. This month, I want to be a qualified senior manager. This month, I'm making my step to manager. Your goal has to be clear. So out of that clear vision, out of what you want, you have to put in goals, which must be set. Goals are the targets we work with. You will say, I will talk to 3 people every week. I'll talk to 5 people every week because my goal is to sponsor 5 people. My goal is to sponsor 3 people. My goal is to make 400 points, personal points. My goal is to be an executive manager. I must get to executive manager. So you have to see it clearly at the beginning of the month. So this is part of planning to win. You just don't say, you know, I really want to become a director. This month, I really desire to become a QSM. No, those are just wishes. You have to come in with the activities. And the activities comes in follow-up. And I've told you my sponsor followed me for 6 months. So that means, I think in PT Isaac's diary, my name was always there. Because every time there was a meeting, he used to invite me. Do you have some people that you are following up? Because to accomplish these goals that you have set, you have to do, you know, I am coming inside our business. There is the part of doing, there is the basics. There is you of self-improvement. You need to ask yourself, which books am I reading? This is the GoPro book. Have you read this book? You can even read it online. What do you listen to? How do you prepare yourself every day? How many people are you talking to every day? How often do you come for training? Because for you to win, you have to plan to win. You have to read positive books, associate with winners. Planning to win requires so much, but you need to have a clear vision. You have to say that I know, yes, 100 points is critical. And so be it like what or what, I'll have to do 100 points. And at this juncture, I want to congratulate, like now in Kenya is back to school. There is Form 1 in my country, Kenya. I know we have leaders on diverse from different countries, but there are people who had school fees and all those things, but they still did their 100 points because they're planning to win. Because when you don't do 100 points, you know what happens to your business. You are not consistent. If you're not doing 100 points, you cannot get your accumulation. So you have to know, what do I need to do on planning to win? You just don't say that I want to win. You have to know that I have to do my 100 points at this time. Nobody should remind you. Mary Owaka has told us. And you have to say, at this juncture, I know I'll be at 250. And at this juncture, I know I will have, there's this person I'm trying to follow for 6 months or for 1 year, but I'm still following up. So when you stop following up, when you wait for the reminder of the director, your upline director, to remind you about 100 points, what if that director forgets? Then the plans you're making to win will fail. So you need to be ready. And the readiness is planning to win, we've said. I remember very well, I had a very deep struggle in this business of selling. And for me, I really wanted to look at, the people that were selling. And I was looking at how can someone do 100 points by the 10th of the month. I was saying that is like a miracle. It was hard for me to do 100 points. I was doing, but I was struggling. But I planned to win by associating with people that told me, Grace, you can do this, you can send this. I practiced, because practice is part of what you have to practice. Mary Owaka has told us that she didn't know how to do all those presentations. I remember me watching her in Homa Bay, and sometimes she was doing, and she was not doing it 100%, and I was just there looking at her. And I encouraged her, and she did it wrong, she did it right, she did it until she did it right. So today, I just want to tell you, there's no other way to the top. The power is within you. Because all these things we are teaching you, there's a decision to be done. Before I finish on the other 3 points of getting ready, 2 points of getting ready, I want to invite my sponsor, P.T. Isaac. And I want to appreciate that hakunibembeleza. He never told me, he never gave me an easy time, like, Grace, Isaac was real on me. Told me, Grace, if you want this business, you have to commit, you have to come for training, you have to learn. And one day I remember P.T. Isaac in Kerogoya, here in Kenya. You left me in the training hall and you told me, Grace, today you said you're going to do the presentation. And I was a senior manager. I had not even become a director. And he walked out. And let me tell you, he left me with the whole hall and he walked out. So don't expect bread and butter to be brought to you. Sometimes things are going to be hard. He left the hall and he came after almost 1 hour. Did I do the presentation? Yes. Was it hard? Yes. Did I do it? Yes. Have I seen the power of that? Yes. That's why I told you struggles will be there. And at this juncture, I want to invite P.T. Isaac to share. And thank you, P.T. Isaac, for that day in Kirogoya for, telling me that I have to do the presentation and I didn't know how to do it. So when you're told to do something, do it. One day you're going to do it better. P.T. Isaac, karibu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, PT.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Grace, for this. Thank you for this opportunity, first of all. And I also want to appreciate what you have actually already shared, and I'm sure you still have something else to share. And I also want to say thank you very much to Mary Owaka. I think every time I see Mary Owaka, I see what determination can do. Because I knew her when she was a distributor, when she was a senior manager. We have done meetings with her. I really appreciate her, and I always salute her. Thank you very much, Mary Owaka. I also want to appreciate so many people that are on the call today. You have come and you are visiting. I really want to appreciate each one of you. I can
PT Isaac, we can't hear you. PT Isaac, we can't hear you. PT Isaac, are you there? I think he has a problem of network. PT Isaac, can you hear me? I'm trying to unmute you. Can you hear me, PT?
I can hear you.
We are losing you.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, I wanted to change the gadget. I thought it was probably the gadget that had an issue. So I wanted to change the gadget, but it's okay if you can hear me. Let me continue. So I was saying, I want to welcome each one of you. And because my 2 minutes are already over, let me go to the points that I would want to discuss with you this evening. My name is Isaac Ndongo. By profession, I'm a high school teacher. 8 years ago, somebody showed me this business and I took it as I was teaching. And I want to say this, allow me just to mention something on the why I wanted to do this business. Hello, can you hear me? I'm really getting lost. I can.
Oh, yes, now we can hear you. We had lost you again.
Okay. Probably I may have to change the gadget, but just before I do so, I started this business in a staff room. And someone told me about it, and I said, let me try and let me give it a trial. I want to tell you why I really wanted to do this business. One of the reasons I wanted to do this business was that the limitation I could see happening in my life. I am a dreamer. And I want to quote one case that I had in the staff room. One time we had a staff meeting in the school I was teaching, and we were discussing we were 49 teachers, and we were discussing how we would share around 400,000. So we are in a meeting, almost 50 people discussing how they are going to share 400,000. Now, if you do calculations, that is not a lot of money. For me in the meeting, I was feeling like telling them, I want that money, all of it. And then they want to discuss how we are going to share it amongst 49 of us. It wasn't really good for me. So I was feeling the dreams I had in my mind, what I really wanted to do in my life, and the money I was getting from the TSC, they were never going to come into terms. There is a kind of a home I wanted to live in. There was a certain car I wanted to drive. There are schools I wanted my children to go. There are contributions in the society I wanted to be involved in. The money they were giving me from the TSC, it would never do that. So strongly within me, there was a strong why I wanted to do this business. This precipitated something we call commitment. I became committed. The commitment I had was actually beyond normal. I remember I would go for 54 kilometers to attend a training. And I would arrive there when the training is in the middle. But I would be there. I would try to make sure that my eyes open because I would be feeling sleepy because having left the home very early. But I was so determined because of the why. When I met opposition, I still meet it today. There was something always behind me telling me I have to do this. I have a strong reason why I should do this business. There was something stronger than what I was meeting on my way. And then lastly, I raised leaders. I started raising leaders. And I would want to say, if you're a distributor and there are people in your team, you must raise them to be leaders. People that are independent of you. People that don't depend on you. That whether you are there or whether you are not, things will go like they should have gone. And somebody told me, if you realize that you have a very good sponsor, don't stay with them. Find out what they do and start doing it. Don't overstay with your sponsor. Of course, you'll still be friends. We are still friends with Grace today after those 7 years. But let me tell you, I never planned for Grace. She planned for herself. And she started doing this one when she was a senior manager. I will never forget, one day we were coming from a meeting with Grace. We used to really do a lot of meetings together. And one day we were coming from a meeting and she asked for her papers. You know, we used to write the list of referral list. And she told me, nataka karatasi zangu. I want my papers. Now, this is a senior manager asking for the papers. And for me also, I was still new in the business. So if I kept her papers, they would have made a little bigger battle. But she said, I want my papers. And I gave her paper. Let me tell you, that was the last time I handled her papers as a senior manager. So what am I saying? If you have a very good sponsor, don't stay with them. Find a way of operating on them very fast. I don't know whether I'm still in the meeting.
Yes, PT.
Okay. So raise leaders. And how do you realize that you are supposed to be away from your sponsor? When you start realizing how weak they are. What do I mean by that? If you start realizing that your sponsor is not as good as you are, can you go away? You have overstayed bedroom. Wewe ni mtoto mkubwa. Go and let your sponsor, let your parent get another one, sponsor another one. My point is this. In your team, make sure you raise leaders. Don't raise followers. Don't raise people that are always following you. And lastly, ya mwisho kabisa, go beyond the obvious. What is obvious? Obvious is what everybody is doing. Go beyond the obvious. Go beyond what many people do. I have realized many people are experts in complaining. Experts, they are very good at complaining. Now, go beyond that. When the company tells you to do 100, go beyond the obvious. Do more than is expected of you. Don't just do what is within reach. Don't just do what is supposed to be done. Be a little bit mad. Now I'm watching at Grace to know whether I'm online. Yeah, now nikirudi namuona tu. So the Grace nimemaliza. My point was go beyond the obvious. Let me stop at that. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, my sponsor, my upline director, my PT Isaac, for indeed for what you are saying for me is a reality, because I've seen you do it since you and Purity sponsored me to this business. And all the points you're saying, they are very realistic, because most of us that have found you in this business have seen you doing that, raising leaders, going beyond the obvious, and traversing this country almost day and night. So it is through those things that all the things, the power to rise is within us. Because remember how PT has, and thank you so much, PT, how he has said that he used to 54 kilometers. It's not everybody who can do that. And by the time you are getting to where you're going, the meeting is almost, and I know the distance from Ruchu Girls to come to Nairobi, and then to enter the training, that person must be hungry to succeed, hungry to make a difference. And when you talk about 400,000 in a classroom, I've seen PT Isaac. Now the money that was there in the classroom, the money that they were using now to distribute among the 40 teachers, I saw his check just the other day of that amount of money. So that tells you that there is what he came for, and he has found it and is going beyond. We had said that, and thank you so much, PT Isaac. We had said planning to win. So from how PT Isaac and Mary Owaka have said, from their stories, you can understand by now that these two leaders, they planned to win. And we have already talked about planning to win, the things you need to do. You need to have a very clear vision and all that. Number two, you need to prepare. You have planned to win. Now you need to prepare to win. How do you prepare to win? We've been told, the answers are right here. Equip yourself by having the right tools. Tool number one, we've been told by Mary Owaka, we are lucky we are coming to this training now. PT Isaac was doing 54 kilometers. And this training is still coming now in your house. Na bado unasema nilisahau. Let me tell you, you can even put your phone there, listen to what Pascal is saying, what PT Isaac is saying, what Jena Nyona is saying, what Paul is saying, and you still cook your ugali. So there is no excuse for not coming for training. So one of the things to prepare to win is to equip yourself. Training, you need the knowledge. You need to understand what are the products for detox. What are the products for nutrients? Diabetes, arthritis. So that knowledge, you will only get it in a training. And I don't want to go beyond that because Mary Owaka talked about it. And PT Isaac was coming 54 kilometers for a training. So going beyond the obvious is what he has told us. You know, the obvious is just the obvious. Practice. What do you do? To prepare to win, you have to practice, to train, to practice to tell your story. So when you're given an opportunity to come on Zoom, even if you're a manager, to tell your story, come and tell your story. Say, my name is so-and-so. I joined in your life last month. I was given the Pro Vitality Pack. I was able to use it. I'm feeling better. And out of the products I bought as a manager, I've managed to sell 3 TNNs and 2 CalMax. And I'm looking forward to earn more. I'm looking forward to sponsor. That's the only thing you need to do. Like Mary Owaka has told us her story. She's a teacher. How she started, the struggles and all that. So you have to believe in the tools we have. We have, like in your life, we have the back office. Imagine an amazing back office we've been given by the company. You can go there and do your order. You can go there. There are people using, by the way, back office very well. There are people every month, they do their orders on back office. I want to appreciate one leader from Kilifi, Mr. Mwangi. I know he's on this call or not. And, you know, he told me he was shown and he's doing this business and he's always doing his orders online, and so many other leaders. So today, there are so many things you can do. There is Zoom. So are you preparing to win? The last point in asking if you are ready is expect to win. You have to prepare to win. You have to plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. I will tell you, our business is about faith. I told you I never knew how to sell anything, my friends. I was wondering even how people sell. People used to say how they are selling. I used to look at them like a movie. But I started day by day raising my expectation, trying. Even a baby tries to walk, they fall down. I used to try. I said this month I'm going to do 250. Then I just find myself, I've done 102. Another month I tried 250. I find myself at 102. Then the next month I find myself, I've done 255. So it is that expectation. And that expectation, I'll tell you, it brings out a desire. And that desire, it is something bigger. You know, it's something that is pushing you. When I saw my check of senior manager, and I started seeing the checks of directors, and I said, these people are human beings like me. I can do what they can do. And no matter how hard it came to sponsor, I became even harder. Remember, in our previous slide, we said we have to push harder. So expecting to win, even if you prepare and you plan, then you have to expect. It's like the way you pray that, Lord, give me life, and then you sleep expecting to wake up tomorrow. So when you expect to win, that expectations fuels your desire, and a desire to do what? A desire to take action. You know, I remember as a senior manager, and sometimes I used to say, today I must talk to this so-and-so. Then I prepare myself and I fail. You know, I feel fear, because fear is something that is trailing a lot of people in this business. And you're fearing nothing. You're fearing, even the people you are fearing, they are not people to be feared. You are the one who is creating the fear in your own. It's a mindset. So that mindset, you have to remove it through coming for training, by preparing to win. So today I want to tell you, everybody on this call, the power to rise is within you. Because the things that have been said here, they are not Greek, they are very simple. It's about sacrifice, it's about training, it's about dreaming, it's about, it's about doing the basics, it's about trying and trying again. It will be harder, I assure you. But I tell you, it is worth it. It is worth it. I've been in professional world for so long. But what is happening to me right now in your life is amazing. It's not just about the money, it's about the lives I've touched, the places I've traveled, the things that have changed in my life. But today I'll tell you, remember, we've been told without sacrifice. And let me tell you, sacrifice is not just coming just for training. Sacrifice is thinking differently and, pushing yourself and saying that if it has to be done, it's up to me. As we end this call, I'll tell you, we are right in the month of August. What are the goals that you have? Do you have a clear vision of the step you want this month? If you want to be a director, then you have to look at your activity. If you want to do your 100 points by the 10th or by the 15th, then you have to start calling some customers by tomorrow. If you want to improve yourself and understand network marketing, then you have to come for trainings every day. There is some action to be taken, but there is so much power. I've seen people come in this business. People start so low. People start not knowing what to do. And today they are president team members. Today they are One Ruby directors. Today they are directors. So in between the weaknesses you are seeing, there is a power. And I want to appreciate all of you, and I want to thank you for attending this training. And let us start the month of, August in a big way. Take action. Don't just be coming here. Say one day and say, I want to be the trainer. Don't just be coming and sitting down here. Remember, if you really desire for that blessing you ask for in the prayers you make to God, make a step. Try to move in the right direction. God bless you. Have a good day. Have a good night from where you're joining us from. I want to appreciate all of you. Let's go out and let's know that we have power within us to do great things. I want to appreciate my panel, that is Isaac, and our leader, Mary Owaka, for really doing great things and really sharing from your heart. God bless you. And for everyone who attended, let's go out there, let's do it. And for our guests who are on this call, talk to the person who invited you here. We work as a team and we shall support you. Thank you and bye-bye.